What's up, everyone? Kurt Weidner here in the Team Animal Training Center. I want to take a couple minutes while I'm doing my shoulder tricep core workout this morning, Sunday morning. Talk to you a little bit about what for me is some weak point training, targeting rear delts. Rear delts has always been one of those body parts that for me has been a little bit of a struggle, especially just kind of due to my structure. As a bodybuilder, I think straight on, front to back, decent development. Unfortunately, when I turn to the side, I kind of tend to flatten out a little bit in one area where that tends to rear its ugly head is from in a side relaxed pose because I just don't have those rear delts that pop out. So it's an area that I was looking to specifically target. And so I looked at a lot of different exercises. You see a lot of different things, like people will do face pulls, they'll do bent over lateral raises, they'll do reverse pec deck, which I don't even have a pec deck in my gym. But I wanted to just mention a few exercises that I've found to be particularly effective when searching for what would be the most effective way to recruit muscle in the rear delts. So the first one, and this is kind of something that I was doing before, but the way in which I was doing it, I've altered, is a reverse cable fly. The thing with the way I found it's most effective to do reverse cable fly is before I was coming up too high. If you have your hands and your arms too high, I found that your traps and rhomboids can kind of take over the movement. So in order to get the most effective recruitment of my rear delts, about a 30-degree angle, so right about here, you're not actually very high up. So I'm going to demo this real quick, okay? No attachments. I just put my hand on the other side of the ball, very slightly forward, and I'm coming forward here, and I want to squeeze in that position. So you notice and control it as I bring them forward. Okay, I'm not bringing my hands up real high. So when I do this, okay, right here, I can feel that, when you get that nice big knot in that position, my rear delts are fired hard. Once I start to bring them up here, what I feel is that my traps and rhomboids take over and I don't get as much rear delt. So I actually want to kind of stay lower. Seems a little bit counterintuitive. You think if you want to work the back of your shoulder, you want to be up here, but that's actually not the case. So another kind of variation of a movement, and you can call these whatever you want. Incline Dumbbell Rear Delt Fly. I don't know, make it up. But basically 30-degree incline on the bench. Okay, I'm gonna lean forward, and you'll see a lot of people do flies like this, leaning over on a bench, whatever. What I've found to be most effective to get the rear delts really involved and targeted is to go a supinated position when I come up. I don't want to row straight up because then I'm using my lats too much. So I want to come out a little bit, but the important thing is to be here, okay? You can see slight supination at the top, and in that position there, I'm really feeling it a lot in my rear delts, okay? And I prefer to do these lighter and stricter. I think if you try to start using too much weight on these, the bigger muscles in your back are going to try to take over, and that's not what we're looking for here. Max of really ever doing these is 35s, but even with 25s and 30s and a little bit of pause, you're probably better off. Now, a little bit of variation to that. Essentially the same thing, but just a different way to execute. If you happen to have a Kabuki Cadillac bar, a bent over row, I'm going to have my hands all the way out, and you see the way I have the bar, I have the handles angled this way, okay, not this way, but supinated. And what I want to do is I don't want to do this as a typical barbell row, so I'm not trying to come into my stomach. I actually want to be targeting my chest more. And again, this is not something that you should be doing heavy. If you're putting a lot of weight on here, you're probably not doing it right. So right here, okay, you see I'm kind of coming up to my chest. And in that position, I'm getting a lot of recruitment in my rear delts. Again, really strict, better off with a pause, not trying to go heavy on these. If you're able to go heavy, either you have super strong rear delts or you're just not doing it right. So anyway, those are kind of three of my favorite way to target rear delts. Take it for what it's worth. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions place them in the comments below or send me a message. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Remember to like and subscribe.